Um, dear City of Los Angeles, another friend told me, flesh and blood friend, has told me that you guys want to take me in for mental health evaluation. Um, Let me explain something. That train incident with that woman named Erin, she pulled a gun on me. And there's this thing now. A lot of people don't like to see a display of anger. But the thing is, if there's a proper range of human emotion, and the thing is, if you don't appreciate your vessel that you were placed in for your life on this earth, and you don't mind taking a bullet or a blunt object to the anus or vaginal entry if you're a woman, like, if that's, if you're okay with that, then if you're okay with that, okay, channeling the LAPD, I know you're concerned because of all the setups you had in Georgia. Understand, what I need you to do is look up California local mental health law, and that will help you to be secure, that you can be secure and that you are secure. That's all you have to say. And I'm going to channel my higher self. And, I introduced myself as Thaka. That is my name for this stage in life. The Thaka are a group of shaman that are based in rural Oromia. We are Oromo. And why yell on the street? Well, because the local Oromos that came over here and that are using up my resources, I'm grateful that you're protecting my wife, sir, too. But, you guys can be overprotective. I need to see her. Um, but understand, if you don't believe me, you are nothing but an Uncle Tom. Nothing. And the thing is, Ethiopia, y'all already accepted them lines them white people put up. Them lines only 130 something years old, and all the countries in Africa are completely in turmoil because of invaders chopping up the land for themselves and telling us that we didn't know each other. I don't know how it's going overall, but I want a continued effort of unification between Afro-Mexicans and Mexicans of the continent, to the point where we're just Mexicans and we just look different. The research is true. The Bible is simple. We got in some boats a long time ago and we left Ethiopia and came to California. He's not a Native American, he's just a nigger. Queen Califia was from Ethiopia. And we got here first. And we had a few Caucasian slaves. They were helpers, they weren't slaves. I'm sorry to say that. Our legacy got corrupted by the conquistador invasion of the West. And then eventually we were overtaken by our friends or our helpers, we were just called, but they're Aboriginal Caucasian Americans too that came here with us. You have to be in the country for over 500 years to be indigenous. I've been here way longer. And with the 500 years, the Pequot Black Indian Massacre, the Pequot North American Ethiopian Massacre is 1629. So, about the time we got massacred to the day, Erica Renee Kelly is the new Emmett Till. Spread that around. Let's get some glory for our dead ones. Well, our descendant ones. I'm sorry, Erica, beautiful. And the thing is, the wage of sin pays is death. So no matter what Erica did, people get misled. It's like Adam. You can put Erica and me relations. You got Adam, Eve, and the serpent. Matt Field was a serpent. And I'm not weak like the rest of you men that don't know how to work on your baby mama problems. Every night you try to fix that shit, else you ain't no goddamn man. It's really that simple. There are a lot of weak ass men that's fucking up the surface of the earth. They need to get strong and level the fuck up. Stop trying to say I need mental help. I have consistent erections. Everything. My hair. What's wrong with his hair? It's a different hairstyle. America has turned into like a Soviet state with a bunch of really unfunky people running it. It's really that simple. And the people that are supposed to be running it don't really run it because there wouldn't be this much shit going on. Help me find stable lodging. Help me get my daughter back out of that cover for a prostitution ring called DFAX in DeKalb County, Georgia. And what y'all gonna have to do at DFAX is prove me wrong, Judge Linda Bratton Hayes. What's your degree of contact with the prostitution side? Because there's always missing children. And now y'all trying to say I ain't no molester. All I talk about is Coral will tell you herself I never touched her inappropriately. I always had this thing, I'm gonna raise Coral to be a wife. As in, she's gonna be able to do her own thing. She's gonna know how to make decisions and work on a team with a complementary person. I have never touched my daughter or molested her. I love women. And I only love one woman that my dick goes into, and that's Sartu Osman. Riyadh was raping her. Stop disrespecting my marriage. Matt Field poisoned Muna. And he psychologically poisoned Erica a long ass time ago because you can talk to people without talking to them. You can talk to them. There are National Geographic reporters here that will tell you people in a lot of most indigenous tribes can talk to each other around the world, from the indigenous Celts in Ireland to the mudhead people in Ethiopia, like whatever they call. But I am telepathic with my family, and we don't like to be a display for people. And yes, we can talk to angels. It's like there's belief systems. Test the mental health system on belief systems. It's like if there's supposed to be freedom of religion in America, you can't say that because somebody channels or is telepathic and has a different system of communication that they're crazy when you're walking around with a mask made out of non-breathable material. Now that's crazy. That's stupid. You can't breathe through that. You just can't breathe through that. And when your body is something that you use to keep yourself together, it's like you gotta breathe. So don't say that I'm crazy because I don't want that mask on. Because the thing is, if it's airborne, those masks help you get the disease. And remember, our friend that was sick, that had snot from here to here, if he had a mask on, I wouldn't have known I might be sick. And if coronavirus is so deadly, I might be dead and not making this video. But guess what? I evacuated the bus, but the rest of the mentally stable people stayed on. The crazy person got off the bus and is not sick. The crazy person is stronger than you. The crazy person is sexier than you. The crazy person is way more intelligent than you. So just be friends with the crazy person. Let's do it like that. Just do it like that. And when I said I fuck people's heads up, Dominic Hill at Gateway Mental Services, nobody would tell me why I got picked up. The 4 times I got picked up, nobody would tell me. It's always like bipolar or schizophrenia. Nobody will, I see those 50s interviews like, oh, patient takes LSD and the doctor sits down and talks to them for like hours. They don't do nothing like that. They just shuffle you like they put you in a gown. And in Georgia, it's illegal for you to have to wear a gown. You're supposed to be able to wear your clothes. But Gateway Mental Health Services, Georgia Regional, none of them will let you wear your own clothes. Grady Memorial Health will, but these people break the law so much, it's like you really can't grade people by the fact that they've been committed. If you do that, you're not a very intelligent person. You're in double-digit IQ territory, possibly lower, if you judge somebody based on the mental health commitment history. Because there's so much corruption. There's so much corruption. So I want you to be intelligent. I want you to be intelligent and start studying what makes a mentally stable person. Once you start studying, you're going to be able to make a much better judgment on who needs an evaluation and what constitutes an evaluation. Would you want to drug me when somebody's got a gun on me? And because subconsciously or instinctively, I kicked her out of the neighborhood gang, the neighborhood militia, anonymous individuals that protect us from pedophiles like Matt Letters Field. You don't see me running around no parks looking at kids. You don't see me up in no single mother's faces. I'm taking care of my business. My wife is Ethiopian proper. I'm North American Ethiopian. I am. I look like Nipsey Hussle, and I'm going through the same things. Talk to Nipsey Hussle's family about my personality. Talk to Lauren London. She understands me. Don't throw me in a mental hospital without doing a review. Paranoia has to be investigated. Some people are just telling me, oh, that's just life in Los Angeles, dealing with organ harvesters. When you're a person who lives outside, just know the foolish pride of the Ethiopian to think that the evil settler has lost all of his ways. It's like the practices have just changed. There's a disproportionate amount of Aboriginal, African, Black, North American Native Ethiopians and random ass people from other places in the mental hospitals in Georgia. The first question they ask you is, have you been committed before they recommit you? That's not examination. Like, there's a reason. Even if Maureen Associates, that's an old job that I had at working on that spaceship computers or whatever, there's a reason. NASA used to stand for something. NASA used to stand for intelligence. People who used to wear NASA t-shirts used to be into intelligence. They're not anymore. There are some, but a lot of it's just fashion. It's like astronomy is a joke for a lot of people. I mean, the transfer from books to electronic education it's been devastating. It's been so devastating. People aren't able to get the influences that they need to grow. You have to learn how to listen to spiritual things. I ran into a family member in the mental hospital, another branch. I knew this woman was my family. And she told me a prophecy. She said, the water people are being called back to the water. This was in Atlanta when I was at the heat of my attack from Vane, Kevin, Guile, Matt Field, like all these white supremacists, Luke C. Baker. And let me tell you about the Luke C. Baker thing, because his mama, Cole Baker, possibly an Aboriginal, because she's blonde and the way she looks. She set me up on, and she knew so much spiritual witchcraft and art forms. She said I was such a horrible person, and Luke snuck some child porn on me, and I had a nervous breakdown. I went to sleep. I wanted to sleep. I couldn't sleep for 3 days. And the people were fully clothed, so it's like the concept hits you later. And you just say, ew, 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 ew. Like, so I too work so hard, like, that's not you. Like, it's like a after school special or something, the way that woman take care of me emotionally. So the thing is, it's like, we brought a lot of garbage from Atlanta that's judging SAR2. But understand this, if it wasn't for SAR2, I wouldn't be here. Muna's not your wife. Muna is my wife. And a cousin is the verification. Erica wanted to kill SAR2 a lot. Erica would not have went through with that. I'm wrong. I just got a clarification that she would have. So this is the thing. Sometimes, as bad as Erica's exodus was, you never know if karmically it was something to make sure that SAR2 and Coral were safe. I don't know. But the thing is, we don't judge. And if a 37-year-old woman could just be snatched off the street, sold into prostitution, her husband and his new wife sit up on the internet defending her for a year, and then her jaw gets knocked off and she gets shot in the back of the head. Her jaw literally gets knocked off with a sledgehammer. Erica Kelly is the new Emmett Till. Essence Magazine is partly responsible. That's what they do for black people. They frame you. Essence Magazine framed me in those articles, and Erica could be safe. You guys need to close the doors. It's time for Essence Magazine either to close the doors or be rebranded. I can run it. Don't worry. You'll find a way to. It's coming to that. That was Essence.